Welcome to a tutorial for the plugins I developed called Titan Machines. These are all the machines that I prefer to use. If there's an option for it, I prefer that you use it, because if something goes wrong with it, I can fix it directly and quickly. But if you're using Slime4Fun or STB, I can't fix those necessarily. You have to go to the author, and so I have more control over it, and I can also customize it to what the players like and don't like. I can change stuff. But we'll go over the machines. That is STB. We have Block Breaker, Lumberjack, Chunk Hopper, Item Sorter, Trash Barrel, and Pipes. And so we'll go over it in this order from easiest to more complicated. And I put these here. So let's go to the trash barrel first. The trash barrel is pretty simple. You place it down and you put your trash in it. And then when you close it, it deletes the trash. These can be connected to pipes, which we'll go over later. But that is it. That is all for the trash barrel. Now for the block breaker. It breaks the block directly in front of its face, and so if I set one up, we'll set one like this. So if I put that there, it breaks it. It has to be touching it. It's not going to break it there, and it's not going to be breaking it up top. You can, as you can see, right click to turn it on and off. That's the only settings it has. And you can see it works for the top and that one. So, and that's pretty much all there is to the block breaker. So we'll put that in there, and we'll go over to the lumberjack. The lumberjack is similar, except for you can't put a tree on top of it, because you have to put dirt, then a tree, and it's not going to work. And then it also has an on and off, and sapling. You can't. It won't work here. It has to be just like the block breaker, touching its face, and it can't be a 4x4 tree. It has to be a single sapling. And then to speed it up, I'm just going to bone mill it, and it will collect the saplings as it drops them. And when the inventory of it gets full, which is unaccessible, it will start dropping the saplings from the tree along with the other stuff. And so as you can see, it didn't drop any saplings because it's filling its inventory full so it can replant the saplings. And that's pretty much all there is to it. If you want to change the sapling type, you simply put another sapling like spruce down, and it will automatically start switching the saplings out. And that is pretty much it for the lumberjack. Just really simple. Clear my inventory. Now for the chunk hopper. The chunk hopper works as a normal hopper, but it sucks everything in that chunk as an item into it. And to see the chunk, you hit F3 and G. F3 and G. And that brings up the chunk border. And so if I put it in this chunk, anything dropped in this chunk will be sucked into it. And it works as a normal hopper. So you can put a chest under it, and now it will take the things it sucked in and put it in the chest. And of course you can put a chest above it too, but I don't know why you'd want to. But that's all there is. There's no turning it off or on. It's just that simple. Now we'll go over the pipes. Actually, let's switch it up and do the item sorter. We'll do the item sorter. So the item sorter is similar to the chunk hopper, as it sorts within this chunk. And so let's get some chests. So we get some chests and we get some BSUs. Because the sorter and the pipes now work with BSUs and HSUs only from the STB. And BSU is a big storage unit. I'll show you real quick. It holds one item up to 8,000 of that item. And the HSUs just hold more, and they require energy. And so let's set up our sorting room. So I'm going to put all these, and we're going to do some chests too. And it does work. We're just going to do one. And when you put your, the BSUs need to be locked, or once they're emptied, they won't be sorted to anymore. So you want to lock those. And I'll explain that in more detail, but we will put this down, and it added 4 chests. Let's see, which is probably the BSUs. But you can see that is what's in them. And if you simply shift right click, it brings up this menu. You have to have an open hand. And when you do it for the first time, it will correct it to the side you open it on. To add something to a BSU, you simply put it in there, lock it, and then shift right click. And now this is added to the sorter. And we'll do the same thing with this one. Don't forget to lock it. And now that one's added. And let's go ahead and add stone to this one. And right click. Now chest, it's only gonna look at this one corner, and it adds it when you close it. And so you put it here, and it's gonna close it. And now these chests are all set to here. And this works as a normal hopper. And so let's go ahead and, well, I'll do it first without it. So we're gonna put some chests in here, and it's magically over here now in the proper container. And if I add grass, it's gonna be over here now. And it only works, so if you add a chest, like this chest here isn't part of the sorting because it's in a different chunk. And so this only works with everything in this chunk. And let's say you had a chest like that one over there, and you didn't want it sorted. You simply shift right click, and then you can set it to disable. And now it's not going to sort anything into this chest. And so I just simply left click this. You can remove the chest, but it can get added back, as you can see. So it's better to disable it if you're not going to have it part of your system. There are 3 different types. The default is 100% match. That means like a slime fun item, or any kind of slime fun item, and you want it to be exactly that, you do 100% match. But if you have like a skeleton farm with bows have different enchants and different durabilities, and so you don't want it 100% match, you want it material only. And so now it's going to put just any type of bow. If this was set to bow, it's set to sand. But if it was set to a bow, and we can change what it's set to. Let's get a bow so we can show you that. So there we go. Now it's set to bows, and that's, again, I showed you that it only looks at that corner. So there's the bow, and now it's only going to do let's do material match only. So now any kind of bow, even if it has damage. Let's see. Let's get some arrow. I don't know if it's gonna. Yeah, it's not gonna give me durability with that, but it will send it to here. And now the other thing is you can click this to rescan it. So I did it the long way. if you want it back to here, you can just scan it and it changes it back. So this is on the wrong side, and if I wanted it on this side, shift right click, and then you just click this up here, and now it's on the south, east, west, up, and then down, and then back to south. And that's pretty much all there is to the sorter. It does work as a hopper, so you can do it like this. And now so I'm going to add bows, and now they're all getting sent to this chest over here. And if I add arrows, which I don't have sorted, they're actually going into the chest below it because I don't have anything sorted to it. And that's pretty much all there is to know about the sorting hopper. Now let me reset this and we'll go over the pipes. You could have an axe. There we go. And pipes. Chest, okay. So let me set it. We don't need the chunk border anymore. Pipes can go across chunks, it doesn't matter. Chunks are like advanced hoppers. They can go up and they have filters. There are 4 types of filters, or 4 types of settings for the pipes. And so let's go ahead and put our 4 chests down to represent the 4 settings. And it doesn't matter how you lay your pipe out. So I could do it like that. Well, let's just do it like that. Let's do it like this. I could have done it around, like in a circle. I could have done it like that. It doesn't really matter. You can't break these unless you're holding a pickaxe. And so if you want them to break, you have to be holding a pickaxe. Now to set them up, you have to right click with nothing in your hand, and up here next to this sign on this top line shows you what's connected, and it's not in any particular order. So if I come over here to this side, you can see it's in the same order as if I open it from this side, so it doesn't matter. So on one side is a chest and on the other side is a pipe. And so if I come to this middle one, you can see it has 4 pipes, 1 on each side, and it tells you the coordinates, so if you need to track down the problem or something. And if I hover over the sign, it tells you all the information about the sign, which is kind of useless to y'all, but it helps me if there's a problem. So now we're going to go over the types, as I said, types of connections. And you can, on the connection, you can left click to change the connection type or right click for advanced options. I'll go over that last. So right now this is send into chest, and so we're going to change it by left clicking to pull out of chest. Now we're going to come over to this one. We're going to right click, and we're going to change this one to not connected. So even though it looks like it's connected, it's not connected to this chest. This chest is not connected. So if I turned it, you can see that it's not connected. I can connect it back, but we're going to keep this as not connected. This will stay as the send into chest, and then this is going to go into the overflow chest, and that's the last option. And so very basic. If I put anything into here, it does take a few seconds because it is server friendly with ticks and stuff on the server, so it doesn't lag. And they're over here. Now to go over the overflow chest, so if this is full, so if everything that it can send grass block into, including its own chest, is full, it will send it to the overflow chest. And this goes for anything. Now you can have multiple overflow chests on here. You can have multiple overflow chests, and you can set filters to each of the overflow chests. These do work with BSUs and HSUs. And also, if you are using this, again, you need to lock it before you put your item into it, so it stays with that item. And now, I can put, make sure this is set to, okay, hold on, I gotta break this. I'll hit the small bug. So now it's connected, and we're doing send into, and it is sand, and we can now fill this up. Now it's going to send the sand into here. So there it goes. And so it does work with BSUs and HSUs. Now we're going to get to a little complicated now. And so you have down here, this line is your, you have scan, which is, let me go over here. Okay, so this is send into chest. You have three options: scan, no filter, and disabled. And so if I come here, this doesn't have a scan. The pull from chest doesn't have a scan. You only can do pull, no filter, so that basically means pull anything that lands in any of these slots, or I can turn it off. And now it's gonna not, these slots are not going to be pulled from. And if I left, so if you right click, it opens up this advanced config. And so I can left click and toggle these off. And so now it's only going to pull stuff from these particular slots and not the other ones. It doesn't make sense with a chest, but if you do something like a furnace, this is going to pull from. And so if, let me see, coal, okay, so if I put coal and iron, and so this is the iron, this is the coal, and this is the out. And so now it's only gonna pull from the out, and it's gonna leave the other two alone. And so this one may be full. Yeah, this one's full. So let's clear that off. So now it should send in the iron and leaving the other two alone. Now when you get to the scan chest, so if I click scan, you can't set the filters directly. It has to be indirectly. And so you just hit scan, and you can see that one's iron and that one's a chest, and the rest are no filters. Now it's always going to send iron into that slot. It's always going to send chests into that slot. And I can click on these to change them. So right now the first setting is 100% match, which we went over that earlier. Then you have material only match, and then you have disabled, and then you have back to no filter. And so if I wanted to set the whole thing to iron, I would have to put iron, well, let's not do a whole stack. You just have to put one. You just have to put one of that, and then you hit scan, and now it's all set to iron. And so the only thing, and it's going to save these settings, so now the only thing it's going to put in here is iron. It's not going to put anything else into this chest except for iron, because if you right click to bring up the settings, now again, I can change these if I wanted to. This doesn't have that. it doesn't have the BSUs and HSUs don't have that option. Now you can disable it or you can set it to all, but really there shouldn't be options here because it sets itself as the filter. And so really all you have to do to these is change it to send into or pull out of. But that's the scan tool. And let's say I wanted to, let's see, where this makes more sense is again like a furnace. Or this also works with slime fun. So if you have a slime fun, you can also do this. So let's bring this around. And now I can open up this, and we're going to do send into, and I'm going to do scan. And we don't want to send iron, so it's going to send iron and coal into this slots because they're already set up. And then it's going to leave that alone because this one is pulling from it. And so I know it's a lot, but you get used to it, and hopefully it's simple and you understand it. And pipes can go up and down, and you can have different networks. Like you can have another network over here, but if you have a lot of chests, like a storage room, use the sorting hopper because these use armor stands, and the more armor stands you have together can cause a lot of lag. And so that's why the sorting hopper exists. So you can just do your pipes into the sorting hopper and it can sort it to your whole sorting system. And I believe that's everything. I believe I've covered everything. If you have any questions, please feel free. Thank you for watching this